get some jewels here, because you've been doing this for a while. You've done a bunch of different stores.
Okay, we stop saying for a while.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, you've been doing this. And you've also helped other people open up stores, correct? What were some of the people that you've helped?
So I've helped Toya open Garb in New Orleans. That was a real big successful store for her.
Right.
And then she opened Garb Boutique here in Atlanta. And then I did this girl Tamika. We opened in Buckhead.
Right.
That turned out really good. And then, like I said, I've been partnered with Candy now we just checked the other day, 13 years.
Oh, okay. So that means you have the formula. You know a formula, you know a step-by-step way to execute opening up a retail space.
Yes. Okay, it has evolved over the years.
Of course.
Because
experience.
Yes, and then not only that, the experience, but times have changed.
Okay.
So, it's a social media age now, and things are a little different. So, but the basics are still the same.
Right. And what are those? Like, say if I wanted to open up a retail store tomorrow.
Okay, now it depends, right? Are you opening a brick and mortar or online?
Let's go brick and mortar.
Brick and mortar. Okay, so let's just do this first.
Okay.
Even if it's a brick and mortar or online, the fundamentals are still the same. Okay. You have to get your business back end done.
Okay.
Like, there's nothing that's going to sustain and grow and last without the back end, without, your taxes, without your name, without your registration. Yeah, you got to get that done.
Because you're going to run into some problems.
Right. So most people don't do that. Most people say, you know what? I have style, I have fashion, and I know where to buy this from this website, blah, blah, blah. So they buy it, and then they start selling. Then they don't realize, like, hey, taxes. So then they get shut down. So it's like people don't think it out, but that's the way to sustain. You have to build it. It's just like building a business on sand. You have to build a strong foundation.
It's a business, right? So you definitely have to have the business part
right
out.
And that's what most people don't do.
And you recommend that, the LLC, the name, the insurance.
Exactly.
So on and so forth.
Everything. Right. So
be it whether you do online or brick and mortar.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like when you're doing either one, you have to get the business foundation right.
And then what else?
Okay, so after you do that, then you got to decide, am I doing brick and mortar or am I doing online?
Right.
And then let's say you're doing brick and mortar. After you find it out, then you decide where I want to put my brick and mortar store.
Right.
Location. That's always the key. In buy the house and open the store. Location. Who is my audience?
So I've noticed that you've never had a retail store inside of a mall.
No.
Why is that? That's important because that would be the primary location for people to go, right?
Okay, so a lot of people like malls because they feel like it has built-in traffic, right? I don't subscribe to that.
Okay.
I don't subscribe to built-in traffic because I feel like, if you build it, they'll come. If you build a quality place offering the products that people really want, they will find you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't do malls. And then malls is too restrictive. I have to open their hours. Some malls, you have to pay them a commission, a percentage of all your sales. Like, why should I work so hard to give you a percentage of my sales?
Not to mention the rent is...
Right. The rent, commission on your sales.
Control. They just have too much control.
Yeah, and then you have to open their hours.
Mm-hmm.
No, you need to take that away.
So in 2023, if a person came to you and said, oh, I'm in a close for whatever reason, I want to get started, would you recommend brick and mortar or online first?
I'd recommend online.
Right.
Brick and mortar is for... I think brick and mortar is for someone who has had an online for a minute and want to get to meet and reach and touch their customers.
So it's the opposite direction now. It's online first, test the water, fill it out.
And it's cheaper.
Yeah, of course. Of course it's cheaper. Now, what I would say to people when they think that online is just so much cheaper, you get what you pay for. And you have to put in a certain amount of...
Oh, it's okay. They're both equally a lot of work.
Right.
A lot of work.
Doing it right is a lot of work.
Right.
A lot of people do it wrong.
Exactly. But both are equally a lot of work, right? So let's say you have your brick and mortar. You have to have employees, you have rent, you have in-person taxes, right? You have all of that.
State tax.
You have light, water, gas to keep all this stuff running.
Right.
Right? But online, it's just as hard. you have all those things, the same taxes and all that stuff, right, to pay online. And then you have to pay different states. Wherever you ship to, you have to pay taxes in those states, right? But then also, too,
the shipping process.
And then also, too, what people don't ever think about, where are you going to store your clothes, your inventory at home? You can't store it in your kitchen. Right, but you can't store it near your kitchen. It's going to have smells.
Right.
You can't store it near your animals. You know, you have to have a dedicated space, like someplace. Yeah, so they both equally have their things.
Okay. And so I've heard that you have a book coming out.
Yes. So usually what I've done is do one-on-one consultation with people, and everybody always asks, I want to open a store. So I thought, let me just put everything that I know throughout the years in an ebook where you could buy it, download it, read at your leisure, go through your pace. Maybe you're ready to open now. Maybe you're not ready to open till next year. But you take the steps as you go along.
So this has the formula.
Yeah.
I'll read this book. I'm good.
No, I'm not going to say that. No, you read this book, you're on the way.
Okay.
Because you got to read the book and then do the work in the book, right? You can't skip a step and be like, well, I'm just, you know what everybody wants to do? Buy the book and skip to, where you get the clothes from?
Which is my next question.
Yeah, but nobody wants to. We just talked about it. The foundation is first, right?
Okay.
That everything getting to the clothes. You know, honestly, the clothes is the last.
Okay.
The clothes is the last. It's important. It's the most important, but it's the last step for me.
Does the book tell you where to get the clothes from?
Yes.
Okay.
Everything. It tells you where I buy all my clothes from.
Okay.
It tells you which I also have like a separate thing that I sell that tells you the vendors that I like. I give you all the vendors.
So that's the other thing.
But I give you the vendors that I like.
And that part is super important.
It is.
Because over the years, I worked with people that was selling here and people that tried to sell here and think that you can just go buy it and sell it, and you go buy it, put it in your hair and it fall apart. And so you have to deal with China back and forth, wait 6 weeks, get it tested out. So having a person who already vetted
the vendors
is like
it makes a big difference.
Important.
Yeah, because there's a lot of vendors out there that sell clothes, but the quality. Okay, so we're in the business of fast fashion. Doesn't necessarily mean your clothes have to look like fast fashion.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you still want your clothes to at least last a few seasons.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to make sure that the touch, the feel, you know, the fabric is not, you know, so those are quality vendors.
Right. I think people don't think about that, right? I think right now in the time of Instagram, people buy outfit to snap a picture and can't wear it again ever in life.
Well, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why they don't think about the quality of the clothes. When you see somebody on social media with an outfit on, you cannot tell the quality of the outfit.
Right.
Because the picture and the body looks so good.
Photoshop.
It could be Photoshop, but it could be real, right?
Yeah.
But when you get the product in person, it really is what I bought versus what I got. Because the fabric is cheap. The fabric doesn't look right.
Oh, I've been there.
The pictures look great.
I've been there.
So, yeah. So that's why I select the vendors, you know, take the vendors
and that part is super important in my opinion. And I think having somebody that's already vetted out, you know, it's like knowing the great place to buy the weed from.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I guess. And then smoke. But I feel like that's why my stores throughout the years have been successful, right? I feel like people know my quality, you know, what I'm going to offer them.
Right. So let's talk about the word. The word is retention, right? Anybody could get customers the first time. You piss them off, they don't come back. You specialize in having certain things to make people come back and mess with you over the years.
Customer service.
Okay.
That's what myself and my employees, that's what we push. Before we push the clothes, we push customer service.
Okay.
Because if I give you great service, you're always going to remember that. Okay. You may get 1 or 2 pieces from
even in retail.
Yes.
So this is not like fast food.
Listen. Customer service. I will say that 80% of my customers are repeat customers that shop with me all the time. Yes, like they're very loyal. Once they buy from you and they say, hey, I got that shirt from you. I know your quality. Then they trust you.
Right.
You know, once in a while, they may be like, this don't work right, but then they trust you overall. So, yeah.
Okay.
Customer service.
You know what's funny though? So I've done web design for a bunch of people, right? Including you. And so the analytics.
You've done just about all my sites.
Yeah. So the analytics show the retention rate. And I always be looking at people's retention rate, and I'll be seeing them fluctuate and go up and down. And that's how you can tell who's going to win and who's not going to win. When it's 70% or higher, oh, that's what you need.
When I look at my analytics on my online store, all my customers, it would show repeat customers. It would show like, the new customers, but then my goal is to turn every new customer into a repeat customer.
Okay. So for a young person trying to start a retail store, so one, you tell them to get their business together. Two, you tell them to try online first. What would be the next thing they do?
Well, after you try online, after you get ready to set up online now we're going to find the clothes.
Okay.
So we talked about that too, sourcing the right vendors, right?
But the step before that, how do you know what type of clothes to get?
Okay, so this is the main thing. This is one of the things that everybody kind of like stumbles over. Remember in the beginning we were talking about that people get into fashion because they have style and they like clothes. Right.
They buy what they like.
Exactly. Now, if you're buying so I'm not going to say don't buy what you like.
Right.
Buy what you like, but if nobody is buying it, pivot and fast.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I really sell a lot of what I like. Like I'm a casual girl.
Okay.
But I also sell the stuff that I don't wear. The super sexy stuff.
What do you sell more of?
The casual.
Really? Is it because over the years you built a customer base of like-minded people?
No. Well, that plays a part in it.
Okay.
But I also take pictures for my website.
Okay.
So my customers, I think it's like Instagram. You know how you follow somebody on Instagram, you feel like you know them? I feel like my customers are like my friends in my head, or they feel like I'm their friend in their head, right? So when I put it on, it translates to them. And then like I'll show them how to put it on with heels. Like they know I'm going to put it on with flats, but I also show them how to put it on with heels too. See what I'm saying? Okay. So it's like, you build it up that way.
So the idea is maybe if you feel like you're some sort of fashionista, buy what you like, but be ready to pivot and pay attention to the market.
Well, your sales is definitely pivot. You know, if I have a store and I'm selling like all sexy, revealing stuff, it's cute, but nobody's buying it, that's not my audience.
Yeah.
You know? Or if I want to continue selling that, but I'm not saying don't sell that. If you want to continue selling that, then you're going to have to buy ads and,
or try to find that
audience. Right. This is more work.
Yeah.
It's more work to find that
more money too.
Yeah, it's more work to find that audience.
Money to find that audience.
Yeah.
All right. Give me the last step in the process, because we don't want to give everything away. We want people to go get the books.
Right. The last step is now that you have your inventory, got to get your pictures together, which you're a photographer, so you got the pictures together.
Your branding and your marketing.
Your branding and your marketing, so you have that. And then now you just have to get your touch points with your customers going forward, right? After you make your first sale, you got to, communicate with them, thank them for their business. That starts the customer service process. Okay. That starts the retention process, of them coming back. And then just keep your inventory stocked up.
Right. You don't want to be out of stuff. Black restaurants, they out of food every day, even at 12 o'clock.
Okay, now, so listen. So Lexi and Fifth has been known to be sold out a lot. That's our number one complaint, which is a good problem. Thank you very much. However, it's like supply and demand, right? We have a lot of supplies, but we have really great customers, so we run out a lot. So when we run out, it's not a bad problem to have sometimes, because it means people actually like the stuff, and then they'll want to buy it quicker.
So I was told that what makes a boutique different from like a regular store is you carry just a couple pieces.
Yeah.
So when somebody buys it, there's not 50 people walking around looking like that.
Okay, so now that used to be true before online was so big.
Okay.
Because when we're in